Hey guys, I am SeaGnome, and I'm here with Absentis, casting this second game between CheeseGrater and Nadagast in the second winners round of MLG DC. We've got CheeseGrater here as the blue Zerg at 6 o'clock, and Nadagast as the red Terran at the 8 o'clock, and this is on Metalopolis.
Yeah, last game we saw Nadagast using a very powerful mix of Marines, Marauders, and tanks, and CheeseGrater kind of floundering, not really showing the really strong play that he demonstrated in his series against Orb. In that series, he was a really solid player, and I know he is a very good player in general. So let's see how he does on these positions. Not the best generally for Zerg. You want to be in cross positions on Metalopolis, but these positions aren't bad. Close by air and a little longer by ground.
Yeah, certainly, and Metalopolis is one of those roughly Zerg favored maps. He will be able to expand pretty easily and even take his third, maybe even fourth if the game goes too long without too much harassment, at least from the main army.
Oh, and I like what he did. As soon as he caught the sight of that command center, he took his Overlord and brought it back. So it's going to keep Nadagast in the dark for at least a little while longer. And Nadagast is going for a fairly standard build.
Yeah, everything looking pretty normal, and like you said, Nadagast is forced to send out that scout, and he will be scouting out CheeseGrater last. CheeseGrater going to take his expansion now, and that was a 15 hatch.
Yeah, since patch 1.1.2, a lot of Zergs are now feeling more comfortable with expanding first. And a little, oh no, the probe getting, or the drone rather, getting the worst of it. Trying to get an SCV kill, unfortunately, died in his valiant effort for the swarm. And a spawning pool going down on 15. So 15 hatch, 15 pool from our hero CheeseGrater.
Yeah, so CheeseGrater is, like we mentioned, a Redditor, and he's one of the better Zerg players we have. And this is saying something because we have like 10,000 Zerg players on Reddit. uh, I wouldn't say that he's our best, but I would say that he's definitely top tier.
Oh, for sure. He's one of our best. We've got that SCV finally coming in. We'll see the expansion, and we'll see that he doesn't have gas yet. So CheeseGrater obviously delaying his tech until he can get everything else up and running. Getting his queen in a couple Zerglings. Now Nadagast has done the same build that he did on the Zelnaga Caverns. He got 100 gas, built the factory, then pulled guys off gas. I predict we're going to be seeing the same thing. There we go, the command center. So we're going to see a Marine Hellion push into a fast expand, trying to bring himself back on even economic footing as his opponent.
Yeah, I can see this working out for him as well because remember those medevac or using those medevacs in the mid game due to those drops was really nice for him. And at these positions, I think it's certainly possible that CheeseGrater will forget about putting up preparing for that. And yeah, I can see this working out for him really well. CheeseGrater now putting down a few spine crawlers and scouting with some Zerglings.
Yeah, here comes this push. 5 Marines and a Hellion. Pretty common push, although I see it more often in Terran versus Terran. CheeseGrater now getting a second gas up. He's got a queen of both expansions and 2 more spine crawlers, so we're seeing very much similar builds from both players as we did in last game.
Yeah, so neither player really taking consideration, I guess, of the positions on this map where that air distance just so short. She's good at getting up that lair now. Before he did get up the bathing nest a little bit before the lair, so I'm not sure how much that'll come into play, depending on his army composition. Now
Yeah,
looks like Nadagast expanding.
yeah. Interestingly enough, he didn't get metabolic boost, so he spent the very first gas on his lair, and I think he's going to be going for Mutalisks. As you mentioned, they are in close air position, so he might be trying to take advantage of it. On the other hand, Nadagast is doing the exact same thing as he did before. He's down to like the exact building placement, a bunker right next to that ramp, and then an engineering bay. and we'll probably see some supply depots go down to form a hook. A bit of an engagement here, Hellions and Zerglings, and oh, a lot of fried Zerglings.
Yeah, and remember, they don't have speed, so, I mean, even with speed, it's a little bit of a tough fight, but without speed, it's really no contest for the Hellions. Okay, I was going to disagree with you about CheeseGrater going meterless because he wasn't grabbing those gases, but now he is. So you definitely need at least 3 gases to support meterlists properly, and that's Spire not going up. And 4 is just, you can't really support mutas comfortably on 3, you really need that 4th, but yeah, you can kind of squeak by.
Okay, so we do see one major difference. CheeseGrater is economically way ahead. So this is the opposite of what we saw last game where Nadagast was ahead. CheeseGrater has 41 harvesters to Nadagast's 29, and so you'll definitely have the economy to support himself when that Spire goes up, and he'll be able to pump out a pretty solid amount of Mutalisks.
We got the starport now going down for Nadagast, getting up another barracks. And we'll see if he goes heavy reactor play again. It's certainly possible he's got one going down now. Okay, he does have the one with the tech lab, so we'll see if this other barracks gets a reactor put on it soon enough. And that Spire almost done now.
Yeah, CheeseGrater also getting a much faster third. He does have the economy to support that as well. And this is kind of unusual play from Nadagast. Obviously, he's done quite well for himself. He won the first round, and obviously being at MLG DC means you're no slouch. But this kind of mass bio play is not something I've seen all that often.
Sorry, the Hellion's going to scat out that third base, which is really unfortunate. He won't be able to do too much, but now they're in the back here. They're going to be able to get some drone kills. Yeah, wow, getting a lot of drones there. I think they got probably 6 or 7, maybe more, probably closer to 10 now. And now they will get taken
all going
out.
Up in a line.
Oh, man.
That last one had 13 kills. I didn't catch the other 2, but definitely he's in a nice position. With 9 turrets, or 9 Mutalisks up, rather, CheeseGrater should be able to deal back some pain. We have a few turrets going up, which is good based on that early engineering bay. And now it looks like he's going to be target firing this reactor to slow down how many Marines can come out. And
there's a lot of Marines there, though, so he's going to be forced to retreat. And even the 2, missile turrets there would be kind of enough to deter the mutas, just because turrets are just so much stronger than they were in Brood War, and it's really aggravating as a player who loves his mutas to go up against even just 1 or 2 of them.
Well, I do like this play, even though those mutas are going to be warded off for the moment. You will have map control now, and you saw him checking around for a third base and at the gold, and that's going to give him time to get his third up and running very nicely. They are on equal harvesters because of those huge blows that the Hellions made. Nadagast now, he had stimmed, seeing if he could take out those Marines, and now he's pushing in straight towards his natural.
Yeah, CheeseGrater's going to need to take out those medevacs, I think, most predominantly, because those Marines otherwise will be able to just wail away at those mutas with relatively low casualties.
Oh, and 18 Banelings being morphed in right now. If they come out in time, they could take out this Marine-heavy composition.
Yeah, this third definitely in danger. Looks like the Banelings are done, and they're now moving on the way. Nadagast might be able to get this base before, but there we go. Banelings now moving in, but looks like that stim will allow these units to retreat.
Yeah, but those are stimmed really badly. All of them are in the red or in the orange. Nice shooting, scooting, but they're just so damaged right now. Yeah, stimming themselves into the red. These mutas will have no problem cleaning that up. So not only does CheeseGrater manage to hold on to his third expansion, but he destroys Nadagast's army.
Nadagast now trying to get up his third. And again, at these positions, it's going to be a little difficult for CheeseGrater to do too much about it.